All right, we are in the internet simulator again. I am going to join a router with Angela, and you can see Terrence is also joined with Angela. And in this version of the internet simulator, we are able to send messages to each other. So I am going to send a message to Angela by typing in her IP address, which I see under her name. And I'm just going to send a quick little message to say hello. And all I have to do is hit enter once, and that message sends to her. My other classmates are sending messages right now as well. So Terrence and Angela are sending messages to each other on their router. Again, we had a second router available, and those two are sending messages on that router. And so I'm going to ask some questions here. So you can send messages to anyone you'd like. And so you can see Terrence is also sending messages. And so we got a couple messages here. Angela, have you sent any messages? Hopefully she has. So we are sending messages on our own routers right now. And the cool thing about this version of the Internet Simulator is I can click on the router tab here, and there is a browser. Oh, you see I got a message in from Angela. So I can tell that it's from Angela because it says to 1.6 from 1.2. So there's some messages. If I go to this router tab and I click on log browser, I can see the messages on our router. And so I see that Angela and I have sent these messages, which we can see on my screen already. Now I'm going to switch though. Over here you can see it says, I think you can see, hopefully, I know the Zoom may be in the way here. Here we go. Show my router. I can say show all routers. And so now we're back, and now I can see messages that were sent on router 2. So here you can see a message from 213 to 210, and there's more messages popping in. And if we had a class full of students, we only have 3 right now, or 4 really, and if you had a class full of students, you would see this just fill up with a lot. You can see here, I can sort and see, oh, just my traffic. So here's the messages to and from me. So it's pretty cool little internet simulator version here. So we're going to exit out of the log browser. And now, Terrence and Angela, I'd like for you to send a message to someone on a different router. So by the log browser, I could tell that there's a 213 and a 210 from on the other router. So I need those IP addresses so that I can send messages onto the other router. So I'm going to send some messages to the other router, and these guys will too. So I'm going to go to 210. I'm not sure who that is exactly. Oh, look, I got a message from 213. I don't know. I think that would be Terrence. So I'm going to send a message to Angela on 210. And I'm going to send, and then it looks like I got a message from 210 asking me what my favorite color is. So I'm going to send a message back to that one. And then this is Terrence from 213, so I want to send a message to Terrence. So I send a message to Terrence saying hi, ask him how has your summer been. There's a couple messages to him, and I got a message back from Angela. Maybe I'll send another message to Angela on the other router. Angela's on here twice. There's 2 Angelas in the class. So there's Angela on 1.2. We also have Angela on the other one. So we're just trying to create some more traffic and make sure we respond to questions from each other so that we can get some more traffic, because we want to check out some things happening over here. Now it's a little tricky because we only have 1 router. So I'm actually going to disconnect for a second and add another router, add a couple routers actually, and then we'll send a couple more messages here. So I'm going to join back in here. I may get a new number. Oh, I'm 114 now. Uh-oh, my number changed. Their numbers didn't change, I don't think so. So I'm going to send some more messages because it's helpful if we have more routers in this demo. So I'm going to send a message to Angela, a message to Terrence. I went away and came back. So you can see our messages popping up here. Again, we are trying to go back and forth and just create some traffic so that we can see what's happening with the routers. So I'm going to send another message to Terrence. Terrence is in Maryland, sending a message to him. And a message to Angela. She's in Indianapolis. Oh, yes, I have a new address. My new address is 1.14. Yep, I changed. My IP address changed. So we have sent some messages now. We're going to try to take a look at the log browser. Hopefully we've got enough traffic here. So you see the log browser. There's hopefully some other stuff going on here. I'm going to go ahead and show all routers. And you see when I added routers 3 and 4, they show up. Well, that's weird. We didn't have anything on, no one was on routers 3 and 4. You see messages are still popping in. Now, let's take a look. I want to look at one message. I know I sent a message to Angela that said, how is Indianapolis? So I want to say, show traffic from me. Now, take a look here. My message, how is Indianapolis, went from router 1 to router 3 to router 4 to router 2. And then my message, my new address is 1.14, went from 1 to 4 to 3 to 2. And so I can see show traffic to me. So the message that I got from these guys came back, and this one went 231, 2431. So they jumped around on routers. That's the key to this lesson, is figuring out why did our messages go from one router to another? Why did they go in different orders? Why did it go only to one extra router here? It went to 2 extra routers here. That is the key to this lesson, which is routers and redundancy. So this demo hopefully helps you see, and it is just a demo of how the internet actually works, where you can see how traffic jumps around on routers. There could be something, a line could get cut, a router could go down. And so we just try to get the messages as quickly as possible. The internet does. And so it sends it across multiple routers to get it to the person as quick as possible. And so that's the idea of this version of the internet simulator.